All right, no filter MMA family. This would be your boy BJ back once again with another live video. So what is cracking? UFC 243, man. I mean, I enjoyed the card. I enjoyed the card, but the Australians didn't do too good last night. The Australians didn't do too well. I mean, it was a bad night for Australians. The only Aussies that held it together was Israel, of course, because I mean the main event don't count because they're both from down there. But the only Australian that held it together was Megan Anderson. Megan Anderson was the only person that held it together. Megan. Megan Anderson. As bad as that is, it as crazy as that is to say, but Megan Anderson. I mean, Megan Anderson, she got the win. She got the win impressively. But guys, back to what I was saying about Nadia Kassem. Though, if you guys check the post-fight video that I did on Nadia Kassem versus G, I forgot how you say her name, man. Ji Yeon Kim. There we go. So Ji Yeon Kim, I mean Nadia Kassem, she just wasn't. I don't know, man. Nadia just wasn't. I mean, she just very. It's just too awkward. Like her striking is way too awkward. I feel like Nadia is in the wrong weight class, man. I do. I just feel like Nadia Kassem is in the wrong weight class. I mean, because she just couldn't. She just couldn't do nothing. I mean, she couldn't do nothing. Like she couldn't strike with Ji Young Kim. She couldn't grapple with Ji Young Kim. I mean, Nadia Kassem was a punching bag in there for Ji Young Kim. That's what it was. Nadia Kassem was a punching bag for Ji Young Kim. You know, maybe Nadia just had a bad couple of matchups because it's just nothing really looks like there's anything going for Nadia Kassem. I mean, I like Nadia Kassem. I like her whole thug mentality, her whole hood girl, you know what I'm saying, thing going on. Because she is a little hood girl. I like Nadia Kassem, but man, Nadia Kassem got her ass beat in there last night. Nadia Kassem got her ass beat in that octagon last night. And that's just period. Period. I mean, period. Ji Young Kim beat the shit out of Nadia Kassem. I mean, it's like I said, man, she throws her punches like from the shoulder area. She doesn't really throw them with any power from the hip, like like what's her name? Like Felicia Spencer. Like I was saying, you know, she throws her punches like Felicia Spencer and stuff. There's not really a lot of pop behind them, you know. And the way Nadia was moving, I was almost laughing. Like I was almost laughing at Nadia Kassem, but I didn't want to laugh. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to like laugh at Nadia Kassem, but it was just awkward, man. And Ji and Kim was like a sniper, man. Like Ji and Kim got them long arms. She was just sniping Nadia Kassem. Now Nadia, she got a couple shots off, but she was just beating the hell out of Nadia, man. And like Nadia turns her back a lot, like when she's evading punches, like when she's trying to get out of the way of punches, like she turns her back and she gets hit. You know, I just see that was like a blaringly obvious thing that I saw in there with Nadia Kassem last night, man. It's just like when Ji and Kim come forward throwing punches, Nadia turning to the side and you know getting caught with big shots, and that's what happened. You know, maybe like I said, man, I think a good matchup for Nadia Kassem would be Ariane Lipsky. You know, they both were undefeated. They both have lost their last two fights. It would be a good fight for them to fight each other. It really would. I don't know if I don't know if Lipsky has a fight booked. I think she's Ariane Lipsky is fighting Rachel Ostovich. Is that right? Is that right, y'all? Is Ariane Lipsky fighting Rachel Ostovich? It might be right, but I'm not sure. But just Nadia Kassem just looks awkward, man. Like she didn't stand a chance in there with Montana De La Rosa, man. I mean, she didn't stand. Now I see why. Because before the De La Rosa fight, I really didn't know that much about Nadia Kassem. But when now that I see her in this fight with Ji Young Kim, it was like, okay, now I see why she didn't have an answer for anything that Montana De La Rosa threw at her. Like Montana dominated Nadia, and I felt Ji Young Kim would do the same thing. Like Nadia's easy, she looks easy to beat. Like Nadia looks easy to beat. Nadia Cassim needs a big win. Like she needs a big win. You know what I'm saying? A good win over Ariane Lipsky would be good. That'd be good for Nadia's confidence. But I don't know. Let's see what brings next for. I mean, I still don't think either one of these girls, Ji Young Kim or Nadia Cassim, are on the level that they should be on to be trying to grind up to get to the top of this division. Because when you get to the top of this division, I mean, the flyweight, even though flyweight right now is a mess, there's a lot of stiff girls from the top. I mean, the top 15 and up. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I mean, even higher than that, with the exclusion of De La Rosa, Macy Barber, those girls that are outside of the top 10. There's a lot of stiff competition from 10 and up. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's next for Nadia. Ji Young Kim, on the other hand, I would like to see Ji Young Kim fight Montana De La Rosa. That would be that to me. That would be a damn good fight. Ji Young Kim versus Montana De La Rosa. Nice matchup. Gives it'll give Montana the opportunity to bounce back with a good win over G. We've seen what a win over Ji Young Kim did for Antonina Shevchenko. I mean, hell, it got her ranked. So, so I guess beating Ji Young Kim is a big thing in the flyweight division, but I would like to see Ji Young Kim fight Montana De La Rosa, or see Ji Young Kim fight like Paige Van Zandt, or like somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Like even Ariane Lipsky versus Ji Young Kim. That would be a good damn. Or I was gonna say damn Ashley Yoder. That's strawweight. I don't know. I would like to see Ji Young Kim versus De La Rosa. But then again, I want to see De La Rosa fight somebody in the top 10. I mean, but then again, she probably won't. She'll probably get somebody like Ji Young Kim, or somebody like Ariane Lipsky, or somebody like Myra Bueno Silva. Be a good fight for De La Rosa. You never know. You never know. You never know. So I'm gonna move on to the Tai Tuivasa fight, man. Whew. Tai Tuivasa, man, he got beat up in that last night by Spivak. Spivak is he's a small heavyweight. He only weighed in at like 233. So he's a small heavyweight. He's like Stipe. Stipe's on the smaller end, even though Stipe is just a massive fucking man. You know what I'm saying? He's on the smaller side, compared to like Ngannou, or, Curtis Blades, or any of those big heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, but Tai Tuivasa got dominated, dude. Like Tai Tuivasa, his ground game is just he's primarily like a Mark Hunt, like a striker. You know what I'm saying? He's not much of a ground fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like he has good escapes on the ground when he's trying to get out of whatever he's trying to get out of. I give that to him. I mean, but man, this dude took Tai to. I mean, this like Tai barely even hit this dude with any um he barely landed any big shots on Spivak. Like it's just like Spivak took this fight to the ground at will. It's like like he was able to take this fight to the ground whenever he felt like it was necessary to take the fight down, and he dominated Tai Tuivasa, man. I mean, Tai got up out of some of those, out of that some of the rest. He escaped some of the wrestling of Spivak, but Spivak just Spivak just beat his ass, man, and took him down. Dominated him on the ground, and eventually got the choke. You know what I'm saying? He got this triangle choke. Very nice looking choke. Very tight choke. Tai wasn't getting out of that. And, let's see. People texting me. But, yeah, man. Tai Tuivasa, I mean, I just feel like he's got to work on his ground game, man. If he wants to. But I feel like, there's certain body types that are able to transition to the grappling. I don't see Tai Tuivasa as one of those body types. Like he has a weird, strange. He has a fat boy body, which is okay. I have a fat boy body. Shit, ain't nothing wrong with being a fat boy, but it's just the grappling portion of it when you have a more athletic guy like Spivak in there who can bend and twist and do what he has to do on the ground. And then you have a guy like Ty, who's a big square frame guy, big square, big broad guy. It's just it's different. Their bodies move like our bodies move differently than the thinner athletic guys. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you're an active big man, even though your body is used to motion, because I'm an active big guy. You know what I'm saying? But when your body, even though when your body is used to motion, it still doesn't move like the guys who have the longer thinner frames. You know what I'm saying? Their bodies seem like they're more flexible. You know, they can do more things. They can, manipulate their bodies more than the big guys, and that gives those guys an advantage in grappling, especially when you get to the size of guys like Tuivasa. When you get to the size of guys like in the heavyweight UFC, you know what I'm saying? Those are some huge men. So different styles there. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew this guy. If he took it down, I knew he would dominate. Tai Tuivasa, he was tall. You know what I'm saying? He was strong, and it showed. But that's three in a row for Tai Tuivasa, man. Tai Tuivasa had a lot of hype. He was undefeated. He had a lot of hype coming into the UFC, man. And it's like the higher competition he faced, the more devastating that he lost. Because his last fight, he got beat up. He almost got finished his last fight. Then this fight, he actually got finished with a choke. So, and then one thing, Ty was kind of like rolling and trying to get out of these, when he had it, when the finishes sequence. Ty actually scooted away from the cage, which gave Spivak the leverage to really crank that head and arm choke. So Ty kind of gave it to him. I mean, I hate to say that, and he put Tai Tuivasa to sleep. So Ty kind of gave it to him. He kind of gave it to him, like when he scooted himself away from that fence. That was a wrong move. You know what I'm saying? So Tai Tuivasa loses his third fight in a row. Does that mean that's it for Tai Tuivasa? I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that that's it for Tai Tuivasa, but whew, three in a row when you coming in as a hype train, man. Look at Ariane Lipski. Ariane Lipski came into the UFC with a bunch of hype behind her. Ariane Lipski lost her last couple of fights. You don't hear nothing from Ariane Lipski anymore. She's still in the UFC, but she's hanging on by a thread. Nadia Kassem came in undefeated as well. A lot of undefeated Australians coming into the UFC, man. Um, Nadia Kassem came in undefeated, and she's lost her last two fights. She got dominated in her last two fights, like shutouts. And Tai Tuivasa too. Like, well, this one was kind of back and forth, but the momentum was in Spivak's quarter for sure. But Nadia Kassem, ooh, I don't know. So once again, I want to talk about the Megan Anderson fight, guys. Megan fucking Anderson put on a great fight. Now Megan got hit. Megan got hit at the beginning of this fight. Zara Fan dos Santos came out strong against Megan Anderson because she knew Megan was a striker. And she backed Megan Anderson up. She backed Megan up to the fence and was pummeling Megan Anderson. And Megan didn't even have her hands up for one, so she took a couple of those shots because Megan was kind of like, you could tell by the look on Megan's face, like Megan was kind of like, whoa, you know what I'm saying, like whoa, like she come out like that. I mean, like I said, there's not a whole lot of footage on Zarafan dos Santos out there, you know what I'm saying. So when she, it's not a lot to pull from, but I can tell you, when she came out firing at Megan Anderson, that shit took Megan by surprise. Like, go back and watch the fight, guys. That shit took Megan Anderson by surprise. She was like, fuck. But Megan Anderson, you can tell she's been working on her ground game. So maybe Megan don't lie all the time like people think Megan lie. Because Megan said you're going to see a different Megan Anderson, and that's exactly what you saw. It took Megan Megan's had 3 fights before this one in the UFC. Like, it took Megan, Megan she still ain't no wizard on the ground. But it took Megan that many times for her to figure out that she needed to work on her ground game. Because I can tell you right now, she definitely did not work on her ground game against Holly Holm. And she did not work on her ground game against Felicia Spencer. Because Felicia Spencer took her down and made quick work of Now Holly couldn't lock in a submission, but Holly laid on top of Megan and shut down them arms because Megan was throwing heat at Holly Holm. She was throwing heat, and Megan landed heat on Holly Holm. But as far as this fight right here, you got to give it to Megan Anderson. Megan did well. She did very well. She took this fight to the ground. She landed good ground and pound on Zara Fernando Santos. Now Zara reversed the position, which was nice. She reversed the position, and Megan locks up an arm in triangle choke and chokes and gets the tap on Zara Fernando Santos. That surprised me, especially when I seen the arm in choke. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I can't tell you when the last time I seen an arm in triangle choke. Where the fuck did this come from? Megan Anderson, what the hell? That's what I said. Megan, what the man? What the hell was Megan Anderson in there doing? Megan Anderson was in there grappling, y'all. uh, yeah, Megan Anderson was in there grappling. Y'all don't want to believe y'all. If y'all missed it, y'all missed the damn epiphany, man. Megan Anderson was in there grappling. Oh, that sounds so funny to say, man. But it's the truth. It's the truth. Megan Anderson was in there grappling. And she got the choke. She got the tap. So you got to give it to Megan Anderson, man. Shit. Hold on, guys. Yeah, man. So maybe we're seeing a new Megan, we're seeing a new, improved skill set for Megan Anderson. She's supposed to be a BJJ purple belt, which I'm not exactly too sure about that, but Megan is supposedly she's a BJJ purple belt. So if Megan Anderson is a BJJ purple belt, then it showed last night. It showed last night. It showed last night. Cause I'm gonna tell you, that arm in choke that Megan did, that was impressive, man. Even the commentators had something to say about it. The commentators were even like, man, we hadn't seen a triangle choke submission, a triangle choke finish in a long time. So give it up for Megan Anderson, y'all. Give Megan Anderson her props. Give Megan Anderson her fucking props, guys. Oh boy, fucking Megan Anderson. So what is next for the featherweight division? That's the question. No, I mean, okay, so all right, let me put it like this. So Felicia Spencer coming off the big win. Cyborg is gone. Kat Zingano is gone. Leah Letson is not fighting. She's not fighting. Leah Letson ain't fighting it, period, let alone knowing if she's going to be fighting at either bantamweight or featherweight. Leah Letson ain't fighting at all. So, I mean, the fight with Duda Santana is off. We don't know what's going on with Leah Letson. So, it is what it is. I guess, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. But that's it. You got a champion in Amanda Nunes who has a title fight booked at bantamweight. You have Macy Chasson who killing herself to get to 135 because she feels like she has an advantage at 135. You have Leah Letson who should be fighting at 145, but decided she's going to go down to 135 and try to fight these girls. And she's yet to step into the octagon since the tough finale last year. Then you got Felicia Spencer coming off of the big fight with Cyborg. And then you have Megan Anderson who just beat Zara Fan dos Santos. So you have Felicia Spencer, Amanda Nunes, Megan Anderson, Zara Fan dos Santos. You have four girls in the division. You have four girls in the division. You would have had six girls, but Kat Zingano and Chris Cyborg are gone. So Holly Holm could have made seven. Leah Letson could have made eight. Macy Chasson could have made nine. You know what I'm saying? That would have been something. That would be something. Then you had all those girls from Tough. You had you know, what was her name? Katharina Liner. You could have had I mean all those girls, Penny Kianzai, Julia Stoliarenko. You could have had all these girls filling in this division, but I mean, it is what it is, man. It is I don't know what's up with that, but guys, we could see Pam Bam Sorensen in the UFC. I mean, the last few Invicta champions have come from. I mean, the last few people in that. I mean, the UFC, as far as women's featherweights, they have been pulling from Invicta. I have to give them that. They pulled Yana Kunitskaya from. They pulled Yana Kunitskaya. They pulled Tanya Evinger. They pulled Megan Anderson. They pulled Felicia Spencer. They pulled Chris Cyborg. So I mean, then in other divisions, they've pulled champions too. You know what I'm saying? So Brianna Van Buren at strawweight, boom, she was an Invicta champion. She had just won the belt in Invicta, and they uh they got her in the UFC. So hold on, guys. But yeah, they are pulling fighters from Invicta. So let's see, guys. Hold on, my charger acting crazy. So yeah, I mean, so we could see featherweights such as like Pam Bam Sorensen, other girls that are competitive featherweights that can come and mix it up, and maybe if they build this division, guys, that would motivate girls like Leah Letson and Macy Chasson. That would motivate those girls to come back up to 145 where there is a division. Because Macy Chasson is killing herself to get to 135. She's desperate to be in the UFC. Now Leah Letson, on the other hand, now she can float between 135 and 145. But I'm pretty sure Leah don't want to keep cutting weight to get the one. I mean, I'm sure she'd rather cut less weight because Leah Lesson is a big woman. Like Leah Lesson walking around a buck 55 easily walking around a buck 55, and cutting to 145, we can see a faster, healthier Leah Letson at 145. But I don't know what's going on with Leah Letson, guys. Um, I don't know if she's getting injured, if there's some mental things going on. I don't know. I don't want to put that on Leah because I love Leah Letson. She watches my podcast. She's a regular on No Filter MMA, and I don't want to say anything bad about Leah Letson, but really, I just want to see Leah fight. I want to see Leah fight. I want to see Leah fight at either division, whatever division that she's going to fight at. I just want to see her fight. Period. And it is what it is. At some point, you want to see people fight. So, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on with that. But I mean, you got a featherweight division that could possibly be there. I mean, you got girls from Bellator that can step up. You got girls from Invicta that can step up. You got girls from, what I'm saying, places like PFL that can step up. You got girls out there that can be very competitive. Cindy Dandoise out there. Like I said, Pam Bam Sorensen, the new featherweight champion, can be. Pam Bam is out there. Caitlin Young is out there. Olga Rubin is out there. You got featherweights out there, guys, that can make this division, very very interesting. Because when Cyborg was facing when she was facing the Tanya Evinger and the Lena Landsberg and the Holly Holm, it just wasn't very competitive. You know what I'm saying? You could tell she was beating up bantamweights. But as bad as she beat up Yana Kunitskaya, I feel Yana Kunitskaya could really compete at 145. Yana, she has the size, she has the strength. I really feel that Yana Kunitskaya could really compete at 145. Because hell, Yana is proving herself to be a contender at 135. But Yana, like I said, Kunitskaya has the size. She has the strength. She has good clinch work. Yana muscled up Cyborg in the clinch. There's a lot of good fights for Megan Anderson at 145, man. If they're gonna build this division around Megan, if they're going to build this division around Felicia, then they really gonna have to commit to it, man. They're really gonna have. Hey, everybody that's in the comment section, appreciate you guys coming in. Hit the like button, join the conversation. Hit me with some talking points about UFC 243. Chime in on the topic that I'm talking about, guys. Let me know who is in here watching and hanging out with your boy. I appreciate you guys coming in. But yeah, man, there's a lot of competitive fights to happen. I mean, look how competitive the Cyborg, uh, you know, as competitive as I had a feeling that Felicia Spencer versus Chris Cyborg is going to be a lot more competitive of a fight than we're used to seeing. I said this fight is not going to be a blowout, man, because Cyborg is actually in there with a true featherweight. She's in there with a girl. That's why I said I didn't feel like she would start Megan Anderson. A lot of people said, "Oh no, Cyborg will start Megan Anderson." I said, "No, I don't really think so, man. Unless Cyborg was to take this fight to the ground, that's the only way she would start Megan. I don't feel like on the feet. I don't feel like she'll start Megan Anderson because Megan Anderson is a big woman. You know what I'm saying? A big, true featherweight who can handle those shots, who can handle the power. You know what I'm saying, of Chris Cyborg, like Felicia Spencer. Felicia was able to eat those shots. She was able to take Cyborg's best punches and land her own punches. You know what I'm saying? It's a different, weight classes are there for a reason, man. Weight classes are definitely there for a reason. People get caught up in the buzz of MMA and the buzz of the fighter instead of, some people don't pay attention to the weight. Like when Yana Kunitskaya accepted the fight with Cyborg and they announced it, I was like, what in the hell? Like, why would they make a fight with Yana Kunitskaya, who is not a power puncher? She's a Muay Thai kickboxer who doesn't have knockout power. Why would they pair her up with Chris Cyborg? But it is what it is. 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 Oh, guys, man, there's so much hate. There's so much hate for my channel, man. You guys would just be amazed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like every time I decide to go live, there's another podcast that goes live. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's another podcast that likes to try to go live when I go live to try to throw sideways shots. And they think I don't notice it. But it is what it is, guys. I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. I'm just here and I'm just talking, just like I'm doing now. But that seems to rub a lot of people the wrong way. Certain people. But every time I do a podcast, guys, and I'm sitting here chatting it up, I see a notification from another podcast that does not like me goes live. It's funny as hell. Funny as hell, guys. But anyways. But yeah, the featherweight division. When I heard about that, I was like, man, they're just bullshitting Cyborg. They're BSing Cyborg. What's up, Roger Solders? How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming in, buddy. um, yeah, man. What do you think about Megan Anderson's win, man? Let's see. Adesanya ain't going to last long. Mitchell Trevino, what is up, Mitchell? Hey, man. Thank you guys for coming in and chatting it up with me. Yeah, man, I was actually surprised at what happened with the main event. Like Robert Whitaker was looking good, but I just feel like, Robert Whitaker was away for too long. I feel like Whitaker may have been away for too long. He had those illnesses, he had whatever that was going on with him. And I don't think he should have really accepted a fight. I mean, he had to accept this fight. There was no getting out of this fight. You know what I'm saying? He had to accept this fight, but it was coming off of a long layoff. I feel like, but he looked good. I give that to Robert Whitaker. I still believe Robert Whitaker is a better fighter than Israel Adesanya. I do believe that. But I feel like, Whitaker was just, he wasn't, I don't feel like he was, I don't know, man. He was just being a little too reckless by coming in on Adesanya like that. Like, you just can't rush in on them like that because He's a kickboxer. He's gonna catch you. Let's see what these comments say. Absolutely overlunged a lot of strikes. Yeah, man, he just overthrew a bunch of strikes, man. You know, he overswung those shots. He was trying to put Adesanya away, which is a smart game plan. I mean, that's not a stupid game plan to go in with. I mean, what else was he gonna do besides shoot? His only other option was to shoot and put Adesanya on his back. You know what I'm saying? But I see that Whitaker was trying to hurt him first. Whitaker was trying to stun him first, and before he took him down, which it would have been a great game plan if he could have executed it, but he got caught. And when he got caught at the end of the first round, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. It came out of nowhere, dude. Because when Adesanya dropped him at the end of the first round, um, when he dropped him at the end of that first round, man, I thought Whitaker was out up there. I thought Whitaker was out. I thought he was gone, man. And then he was saved by the bell. That's all he was. He was saved by the bell and stuff. And stuff. So, hold on, guys. Yeah, Whitaker, he was a little wild. He was a little wild on the exit. He was exiting those exchanges with his hands down. And when he let's see what you say, Rogers. Should have clinch work and got him against the cage. Yes, man. I was thinking the same thing. Pin him up against the cage, wear him down, land some hard shots in the clinch, man. Does anyone not realize Whitaker has a weak chin? I wouldn't say he had a weak chin. I wouldn't say Whitaker has a weak chin. I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that because Whitaker was able to eat those shots from Yoel Romero and continue on. You know what I'm saying? He was able to eat those big shots and still fight. What was shocking was to see Adesanya knock him out. You know what I'm saying? That was shocking to me to see Adesanya knock him out. But I think it was more of like a precision thing because it doesn't take just power to knock somebody out. It's precision. You know what I'm saying? I think that his momentum is what, especially on the last one that put him away, his momentum coming into the punch really is what got him. Okay, let me look at these comments. I think Machida would have had a good chance if he was still in the UFC. I think Bellator is only up and up with some of these fighters. They're in every division. Yes, that is a fact, Mitchell. I love the guy and I'm a fan of his, but his chin is suspect. Has King, you crazy, man. Dirty boxing. Yes, Roger Smolters, I believe that. Yoel strikes with long swings. A technical fighter will KO him anytime. Yeah, I just feel like, I just feel like I said, Whitaker on the exit, was being a little careless on the exits. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't really he wasn't protecting himself on the exits of those exchange. Where he was blowing through, blowing up to Israel Adesanya, charging forward with those reckless shots. It is what it is. Let's see. Remember Stephen Thompson, exactly a precision striker. Yes, you're right. On DC KO Stipe. Yes, good example, Roger Shoulders. That would have been a better strategy than what Whitaker had. But like I said, Whitaker's strategy was not bad. Like, Whitaker didn't have a bad strategy going into this fight to try to hurt Israel and then take him down and probably beat him up or knock him out. Because Whitaker can knock him out. So it is what it is, But I feel like Robert Whitaker, I don't think he will get an immediate rematch. If he gets a rematch at all, I think he'll fight somebody. Who do you guys think Whitaker would fight, though? You think he would fight Kelvin Gastelum? Kelvin Gastelum's a better champion, similar to fight side of Whitaker's gameplay. Yes. But do you guys think that Kelvin Gastelum will fight Robert Whitaker, and then whoever wins that fight fights for the belt? I think that'll be what it is because Israel Adesanya got Paulo Costa in front of him, guys. You know what I'm saying? And, I respect Israel. Israel earned my respect by beating Robert Whitaker because I had a lot of weight on Robert Whitaker. I like Robert Whitaker as a fighter. Robert Whitaker is a great fucking fighter. I don't care how long he's been sick. I don't care about none of that. He's a great fucking fighter. And to see Izzy starch him like that was fucking impressive, and it earned a notch of respect from me to Israel Adesanya. I have to give him the respect. But yeah, has that's the only reason Kelvin went 5 rounds is because of his chin. Yes, that his chin held up, but I think it was a little more than that. I think he earned respect from Israel Adesanya when he connected with Israel's chin. I think that he earned some respect and kind of slowed down the pace of Israel Adesanya. The only thing with Kelvin is that Kelvin allowed Israel to get comfortable again in the fight. He allowed Israel to get comfortable again in the fight, and that's what led to that 5th round. He was very, very comfortable, and he landed the strikes he needed to land and almost finished the fight in the 5th round. Man, I'm gonna have to go. Who do you got on Paulo versus Israel? What round? Yeah, Has King Whitaker versus Kelvin is definitely next. Yeah, Izzy is a smart fighter. I have to give him that. He is a smart fighter, but when you're in there with somebody like Paulo Costa, now people dissed me for saying Paulo Costa was gonna beat Yoel Romero. And people were saying, oh, that was a controversial loss. No, it wasn't. That fight was not controversial at all. Paulo Costa beat Yoel Romero surely. Like, he beat Yoel Romero fair and fucking square. Romero was in there trying to do some parrying, some flashy, I'm gonna parry your shit, you know what I'm saying? Making faces and shit. No, while he was doing that, Paulo Costa was landing. Paulo Costa was fucking landing. Yes, Michael Kenneth. Finally, somebody who understands what the fuck I'm saying, bro. Adesanya is a good counter fighter. The person to beat him is someone who puts the pressure on him, and that person is Costa, Michael Mitchell Trevino. You are absolutely correct, man. Paulo Costa, man. I'm telling you, like people saying, oh, Izzy's a better striker than Paulo. He may be. He may be. You know what I'm saying? But the power that Paulo Costa possesses in his hands, y'all. I'm sorry, he is a good striker. But the power coming out of Paulo Costa's hands can change the direction of any fight, any opponent, anyone. He can go up to Paulo Costa can go up the middleweight and go up the light heavyweight and starch half of the light heavyweights. I'm telling y'all, Paulo Costa can go in there and starch half the light heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? Paulo Costa, dude. And when I remember this, Adesanya is knocking Costa out with a masked head kick. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You don't really see Paulo getting caught with too many head kicks, bro. You don't see Paulo. The only thing I see Paulo Costa is susceptible to is a good jab. A good jab is what is a big hole in Paulo Costa's game. And what's his name? Uriah Hall exposed that. Like Uriah Hall put that shit on notice. And Yoel Romero he had minimal success with the jab, sticking the jab in Paulo Costa's face, but it's not enough. It's not enough to stop Paulo Costa. I don't see Israel Adesanya throwing anything hard enough to stop Paulo Costa. You have to hit him as hard as Yoel Romero. Yoel Romero dropped him, but Yoel Romero did some tricky shit. Like he pointed to something on the ground and then swung and hit him. You know what I'm saying? Caught him off guard. But you have to have power, like real fucking power, to knock out somebody like Paulo Costa, guys. You gotta have. He was like, had to poke his eye to win. Who poked whose eye? You said he poked. You said Paulo had to poke Uriah Hall's eye to win. Anyways, man, y'all crazy. But kick him in the balls. Oh, you talking about Yoel? No, Yoel isn't smart, but it's gonna take. I feel like it's gonna take more power than Israel has to. Israel gonna have to do something crazy to stop Paulo Costa, because I just when Paulo Costa starts stalking you down, when he starts stalking you, it's not much you can really do to get away from it? I mean, Johnny Hendricks tried to throw those big shots and hit Paolo with him. Arpit Singh, oh shit. Oh shit. Arpit Singh is in the building, guys. Arpit Singh is in the darn building. Man, when Arpit Singh come in, y'all, then the party start for real. Excuse me. All right, like Tyson, everyone has a plan until you get hit. I say Paolo has that power to wake up out of. You know what, Kenan? I think Paulo Costa has the power to wake him up and put him back to sleep. Paulo Costa been done hit him and woke him up and put him back to sleep in the same punch, bro. I'm telling you. Yeah, Arpa, he surprised me too. But, you know, yeah, Adesanya, Has King Adesanya does have a great jab. But is his jab enough to stop Paulo Costa? It's gonna take a lot to stop Paulo. Did you guys see Paulo Costa when he was in the audience? He's a fucking monster. He's a fucking monster. He's a monster. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like the body shot. You know, Israel is very thin in his body. He's very thin in his frame. You feel me, Michael Kenton? Thank you, man. But he's very thin in the body, kind of like Uriah Hall. Well, Uriah Hall's a little thicker than Israel Adesanya, to be honest. But the body shots, man, like the body shots that Paulo throws, those hooks to the body and those kicks to the body, Israel ain't gonna be able to outflash that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that flash shit, that shit works with somebody like, you know, Kelvin Gastelum or you know, somebody like Robert Whitaker. But that shit ain't gonna work on a Mack truck like Paulo Costa. So I mean, I really, honestly, now I coming into the Whitaker fight, I predicted Whitaker to win. I chose Whitaker to win because I'm a Whitaker fan, and he's a great champion, great dominant champion. And GSP ducked that smoke with Robert Whitaker. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how you put it. GSP ducked the smoke with Robert Whitaker. So Robert Whitaker is a very dominant champion. He was a very dominant champion. I have to give that. He's a great champion. Great champion. Great fighter. Great attitude. Great demeanor. Love Robert Whitaker. But I kind of in the back of my head was like, you know, Israel may win this fight. Israel Adesanya may outpoint him and win this fight. That's what I thought it would be. Similar, you know, if Whitaker did lose, it would be similar to how Gastelum lost. I didn't see it being a second round knockout, almost a first round knockout. I did not see it being like that. But then again, I thought that if Robert Whitaker won, he would knock him out. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen that way. But when you think of, you know, so I picked Whitaker because I was more of like a fan of Whitaker. But when it comes to Paulo Costa, guys, you guys have to look at Paulo Costa and how he fight. I don't think you guys, I think you guys see it in action when it's live, but you got to go back and look at how hard Paulo Costa hits these people when he hits them, y'all. Like when he hits these people, it means something. You know what I'm saying? We all know that Yoel Romero has a great poker face, but those hits were hurting Yoel Romero, man. They were hurting Yoel Romero. Let me see. All right, guys, let me see what you guys are talking about down here. GSP ready for Khabib. He better be. Just not smart enough. I had Israel by KO in the second round. Okay. Paulo Costa versus Israel. Tough matchup for Israel. Dude, it's a very tough matchup for Israel because Israel's not going to, like I said, he's not going to be able to outflash. He's not going to be able to outflash Paulo Costa because Paulo Costa don't give a fuck about all of that bullshit. He don't give a fuck about that. He going to eat the shot that you give, and he going to come right through it. He going to hit you with his own damn shot. And I'm telling you, if Paulo Costa connect clean with Israel, because he's almost been knocked out. We've seen what happens when Israel gets touched. Israel got touched by Robert Whitaker in this fight. Stumbled him a little bit. He definitely got touched by Kelvin Gastelum. So imagine when he gets touched by Paulo Costa. Like I feel as if Paulo Costa beats Whitaker and Israel. You know? I feel like Paulo Costa beats Israel Adesanya and Robert Whitaker. And Robert Whitaker, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Robert Whitaker, but Paulo Costa, guys, like I've been saying this. Go back through the history of my videos. You know what I'm saying? Go back through the history. I've been telling y'all that Paulo Costa is the truth. And the UFC kept Israel Adesanya out of Paulo Costa's way. I'm trying to tell y'all. Let me look at this comment. One thing people don't really expose is Adesanya's legs. Really skinny. Yes. Adesanya is very weak, kicking his legs. Is very quick, kicking his legs. Nasty style shows him down on ladder rounds. Then add Costa's power and his sleep time. Exactly, man. That's how I feel. But the UFC, they hid Israel Adesanya from Paulo Costa because they could have made that fight 2 fights ago. 2 fights ago, before he fought Derek Brunson. I mean, after Izzy fought Derek Brunson, they could have made the fight. I mean, I'm trying to think, did he fight Anderson Silva before or after Derek Brunson? I think he fought. I think he fought Anderson Silva after Derek Brunson. But so they could have made the Izzy and Paulo fight. Paulo Costa, listen, man, I'm telling y'all, he beats Izzy Adesanya. You know what I'm saying? I was saying it before about Robert Whitaker because Robert Whitaker, like I said, I'm a fan of Robert Whitaker, but Izzy, I mean, Paulo beats him, man. Paulo beats Izzy. I just feel it'll be like a knockout. I feel like he'll fold him with body shots. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Costa will fold Israel Adesanya with body shots. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But who do you guys? But do you guys really think that a realistic fight to make will be to rebook the Whitaker and Gastelum fight? I think that'll be a really good fight for Whitaker. Like if he could beat Kelvin Gastelum, then it would put him right back where he needs to be. But if Kelvin Gastelum beats, I mean, let's think about it. If let's say Izzy does go and beats Paulo Costa, and Kelvin Gastelum beats Robert Whitaker, that puts Kelvin Gastelum in there with Paulo Costa, man. I mean, call the EMS, call the fucking EMS, cause he's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill that boy. Paulo Costa will kill Kevin Gastelum in that octagon, man. He don't need to be in there with him. So I'm hoping. And then I also don't want to see Paulo Costa versus Robert Whitaker either, because that can be bad for Robert Whitaker. Like, dude, Paulo Costa is bad news. Who's a young Ali? Has King. But Paulo Costa is bad for anybody in the middleweight division. They put, man, when they booked him with Johnny Hendricks, and I seen the fight booked with Uriah Hall. I said, man, Paulo gonna kill these boys, man. He gonna kill them. But Paulo Costa is bad. Borrachinha. He's bad news for anybody. There ain't nobody at middleweight fucking with Paulo Costa. But we'll see how this whole middleweight thing plays out. But guys, let's switch to the co-main. I kind of jumped the co-main when y'all started talking about Izzy. Um, Dan Hooker beat the shit out of Al Iaquinta, man. Like Al Iaquinta, he got problems closing distance. Let me see this. Paulo Costa is a war tank, mostly always moving forward. Takes a hard shot to give a harder shot himself. Michael Kenneth, you're right. The great benefactor. What's up? You must take Adesanya down to win. You must take Adesanya down. Oh, I get it now. Yes. You got to take him down to win, dude. And you got to put him on his back. I forgot who put him on his back, man. It wasn't Brad Tavares, I don't think. But I forgot who put him on his back, dude, and he was like a fish out of water. He was like a fish out of water, man. But, Al Quinta, man, he got problems closing the distance. Dan Hooker is a fucking sniper. Fucking Dan Hooker is a sniper, man. He beat the shit out of Al Quinta. I mean, he did, man. He beat Al Quinta to number 15. Like that takes, dude. This was a huge risky fight for Al Iaquinta to take. You know what I'm saying? Like this was a risky fight because Al knew that if he loses this fight, that he's going way down in the rankings. I think Dan Hooker was like number 12 or number 15 ranked lightweight, and he took the fight. Yeah, Al hadn't improved, man. Like he just doesn't do. He just tries to brawl with you and throws these looping shots, man. And Dan Hooker was just, he was just pumping the jab in his face, just popping him with the jab. causing a lot. Dan Hooker look like his pimp. Yeah, man, he peppered him up, man. He peppered him up, dude. Just jab, jab, then the kicks from Dan Hooker, man. Like, and I knew that was gonna happen. I said, Dan Hooker is gonna stand at range and beat him. It seemed like the story of the night, guys, was closing the distance. The story of the night was closing the distance. Now Whitaker was closing the distance, but he wasn't. He was being reckless when he closed the distance. Tai Tuivasa had issues closing the distance with Spivak. You know what I'm saying? And then Spivak took the fight to the ground and beat the shit out of Tuivasa. You know what I'm saying? But Tuivasa had problems closing the distance with Spivak. Nadia Kassem had problems closing the distance with Ji Young Kim. She was missing a lot of those shots. Missing a lot of those shots. You know what I'm saying? Alpha Cabo, who is certified Hooker stand up wise. Yes, he does. And I think Hooker paid a lot of attention to that Cowboy fight and seeing how Cowboy was beating Iaquinta at range. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Dan Hooker may be even rangier than Cowboy Cerrone. So maybe we might can see Dan Hooker versus Cowboy. You know? Yeah. Oh, and I look up and Has King and said, "Would love to see Cowboy versus Hooker." Yes, man. Cowboy versus Hooker is very very intriguing. That's a very interesting fight. You know what I'm saying? Who can get their rangy shots off first, or who's going to close the different distance? I feel like Cowboy would come in swinging those hard shots a lot better than Dan Hooker. I think Dan Hooker would try to keep Cowboy in range. You know, he would try to keep Cowboy at range and pick him apart, like sort of like what Darren Till did to Cowboy. But Darren Till was, I mean, Cowboy was way outsized in that fight with Darren Till. He didn't stand a chance against Darren Till just because of the size. But I mean, Darren Till is cutting down to get the was cutting down to get the welterweight, and now and Cowboy was putting on weight to get the welterweight. So, you know, it was out. It was out. You know what I'm saying? But not even the great Khabib can take it, taking that one by decision. Yeah, but Khabib ain't really known for knocking people out. Now I feel like Khabib can knock somebody out because he almost knocked out Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Khabib can knock people out. You know what I'm saying? People sleep. If you guys are new to my channel, man, I've preached. Darren Till. Damn, forgot about my man's. Yeah, Darren Till is trash. But you know, I feel like Khabib has knockout power. He can put people away. It's just Ally Quinta is hard to put away. I mean, it doesn't matter who he's fighting. He's hyper. You crazy, man. Darren Till looking swole though. Darren Till looking swole. But you know, Khabib can knock people out, man. He just has to find that punch. If Khabib can find that punch, he can drop you, man. He can drop you. If Khabib finds that chin and swings that overhand right, man, Khabib can definitely drop you. But but Al Quinta, man, he's really not that good of a striker. You know, I don't really want to talk down about him because I like Al Quinta, but he's just not that good. He throws a lot of looping shots. Like he was getting outclassed on the feet by Khabib. You know, I think Khabib's a good striker, but the general consensus don't seem to think that Khabib is any kind of a decent striker. You know, I like Khabib. You know what I'm saying? And Khabib striking is good. I mean, he doesn't have bad striking, but Khabib gave Iaquinta a lot of problems on the feet. Not Iaquinta didn't do nothing but survive in that fight. People like, oh, he had a good fight against Khabib. No, he survived in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Because he was getting beat up on the ground. He was getting beat up on the feet. It is what it is. Conor did better than Poirier after 2 years off. Yeah, he did, but they both got their ass beat. Conor got his ass beat on the feet and on the ground. So it is what it is with that. Who do you got on Masvidal versus Diaz? Man, I knew you were going. I knew somebody was going to ask me this fucking question. I just feel, man, if I had to go with anybody, man, as far as like the power advantage, man, who can really change the course of this fight with their power, I feel like it would be Jorge Masvidal. You know, I feel like Nate Diaz. is a great fighter. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, whoa, Hasking. As long as his foot is not a balloon, he can beat Khabib. Stop, Hasking. Conor ain't never beaten Khabib. I mean, he's never beating Khabib. He showed no promise of beating Khabib in that fight whatsoever, bro. He showed there was no way he could beat Khabib either way in that fight, feet or on the ground. Anyways, I feel like Masvidal can, even though Nate Diaz is as hard to put away as he is, I feel like Masvidal could really turn the tide. He could wear Nate down with the power because Masvidal has the power. He does, man. He's got the knockout power. Jorge Masvidal has KO power. It is what it is. He has KO power. And Nate Diaz, you don't really see Nate Diaz with a lot of. You don't really see Nate Diaz throwing with a lot of power, man. You see. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay. I'm back. What was I saying, man? Y'all gotta. What was I talking about, man? I lost my train of thought. Uh, I don't know. Can't think. Having a blank moment. That was not Connor in there. If he beat Connor round one, I wouldn't say anything. Man, Connor edged the round out, man. Come on, man. That's a fact. Connor McNuggets will never beat Khabib. Thank you. That was not Connor in there. If he beat Connor in round, come on, man. Khabib barely edged out. Dude, he barely edged out Khabib in that round, dude. Come on, man. He landed a couple of good. Khabib is a fish out of water with his striking. Connor, what? He said Khabib is a fish out of water. Are you kidding me, man? Khabib is 28 and 0. You don't become 28 and 0 being a fish, having a hole in your game, bro. Dude, I guess we have to talk about this now because Has King has brought it up. Listen, man, you don't get to 28 and 0 with having subpar anything in mixed martial arts. Everybody's talking about Izzy and how good he is, this and that. But Izzy has a blaringly obvious hole in his game, and that's his ground game. Like he can be dominated on the ground. He can be dominated, but Khabib, I mean, dude, Khabib has taken out. I mean, we have never really even really seen. We've never really seen Adesanya tested on the ground like with somebody who could really take him down and dominate him on the ground. We haven't seen that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when we see that, if he can get past that, if somebody was to take him down, put him on his back, and make him work, then we could, and he gets through that, and he gets past that, and he still wins the fight. Then I can really solidify Israel Adesanya as somebody with no holes. But guys, Khabib has stood and traded with people, man. Come on, guys. That's not. I mean, MMA fans have short memories. Khabib has stood and traded with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of strikers. And people are gonna say, oh well, this Khabib only gets the better of striking with people after he's took them down and wore them out for a round and a half. This is mixed martial arts. This is mixed martial arts. They should be prepared for every aspect, every combination of things that need to happen. Things that could happen in a fight. If these people were taken down and dominated on the ground and got back to their feet and could not strike as good, as could not strike as well, then that's not Khabib's fault. That's not Khabib's fault. Khabib dropped Conor McGregor with a clean right hand in the second round, bro. Conor shouldn't have been tired. Oh, then again, we're talking about Conor McGregor. Conor shouldn't have been tired. It was round two. And Khabib dropped him with a clean overhand right. People say the same thing about Mackenzie Dern. You know what I'm saying? Like, people talk about Mackenzie Dern. and say, oh, Mackenzie Dern just, she's a really good grappler, but her striking sucks. You know what I'm saying? Just because someone isn't as technical as let's say like a Holly Holm, or let's say like a Israel Adesanya, just because somebody isn't or Stephen Thompson, just because someone's not as technical as them, I don't think that, in my book, that doesn't make them not a good striker. Now, when you can say fighters like Jillian Robertson, now you can say like, okay, Jillian Robertson's not a good striker because Jillian Robertson doesn't strike. Like Jillian Robinson, she gets you on the ground and grounds and pounds you. Or like Tatiana Suarez, they get you to the ground and they ground and pound you. But they don't stand on their feet and do much on their feet. They're always working for the takedown. You know what I'm saying? So when someone says, or Tatiana Suarez isn't a good fighter, I can see where you come from. Or Jillian Robinson's not a good fighter. Okay, I can understand that. I get that. I really get that when people say that. But somebody like Khabib, who has shown over and over and over and over and over that he can stand and trade with the best of them. I mean, we kind of have to let that go. Oh, the whole Khabib's not a good striker thing. We kind of have to let that go. I mean, he stood and traded with Edson Barboza after he beat the shit out of Edson Barboza, but he stood and traded with Edson Barboza. He's traded with Al Iaquinta. He traded with Michael Johnson. He got rocked by Michael Johnson, but he came back and won that fight. And he had success on his feet. I told people that he would have success on his feet against Conor McGregor. And what happened? He had success on the feet. You know what I'm saying? Let me look at these comment sections. He's a defensive striker. He throws punches just to land a takedown. It mass punches, and the only time Khabib will trade is when he takes you down and ties you up. See what I tell y'all? What I tell you, Has King, I just said that's the biggest excuse for people to give credit to Khabib striking. If McGregor fought Khabib instead of Alvarez that night, Khabib would be sleeping. Bruh, chill. Bruh. Eddie Alvarez stood in front of Conor McGregor like a fucking idiot, bro. Eddie Alvarez stood there and waited to be knocked out. Do you think Khabib would have fought Conor the same way Eddie Alvarez did? It doesn't matter. So the thing about Khabib, it doesn't matter what his opponents bring to the fight. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what shape they're in. It doesn't matter how confident they are. Khabib is going to impose his will. And he done that to Conor McGregor. He done it to Conor McGregor. It doesn't matter which Conor McGregor. It don't matter what version of Conor McGregor was coming in that night. He was gonna lose. He was gonna lose. All right, let me see. Exactly. Khabib hasn't really been pushed to his best. I haven't seen Khabib's best yet, in my opinion. Ben Askren is the best striker in the game. Has King, you crazy, man. Yeah, like I feel like GSP would be that type of fighter to push Khabib to that limit. But I still feel Khabib beats GSP, man. I just feel like now maybe a prime GSP would be a good fight for Khabib, but this Khabib versus this GSP is a beatdown for GSP. GSP gets his ass beat. But like I was saying, like the analogy I was making for Mackenzie Dern. People talk shit about Mackenzie Dern, but what is Mackenzie Dern doing though? She came in, she outstruck Ashley Yoder. You know what I'm saying? Ashley Yoder is a damn good Muay Thai fighter. She outstruck Ashley Yoder, and she damn near knocked out Amanda Bobby Cooper. But yet and still, people still want to say that Mackenzie Dern striking is garbage. I'm just like, what just because you're an unorthodox striker, you're not a technical striker, that does not make you a bad striker. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're Damian Maya, somebody who just doesn't strike. What's her name? Jillian Robinson does not strike. Tatiana Suarez will strike, but Tatiana Suarez has wrestling that you can't beat, that nobody in that division can beat. Nobody has the better wrestling than Tatiana Suarez. Nobody has better jiu-jitsu in that division than Mackenzie Dern. Nobody has better jiu-jitsu in that division than Damian Maya. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. That's their strong points. Striking is something that those fighters, like Tatiana, Jillian, Damian, those are they just don't use their striking like that because they don't need to. You know what I'm saying? Now, Damian Maya, he could have evolved his striking a little bit more because, it's a different level of competition from strawweight to welterweight. But, it is what it is. You know, the only guy beating Khabib is McGregor. I promise. Boy, Has King, you gotta quit, man. Man, you filling my comment section up with nonsense, bro. I'm just messing with you, man. Woo. Khabib, dude, McGregor is not beating Khabib. He's not beating Khabib, bro. In no world is McGregor beating Khabib. I just don't see it, man. And, but once again, I said Robert Whitaker would beat. I said uh, Whitaker would beat Adesanya. So don't listen to shit I say. Let's see. And Volkanovski going to take out Holloway like it's their first date. You know, before this Dustin Poirier fight that Max had, I would have said the same thing. I mean, I would have said that Max for sure beats Alexander Volkanovski, but Max Holloway is chinny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I hate to say that. I hate to say that, but Max Holloway is chinny. You guys, I mean, everybody knows it. He's chinny, man. Max Holloway is very chinny. Very chinny. He gets hit on that chin, man, and I feel like when Dustin Poirier was hitting him, like Max, Max was stumbling, yo. But Max looked good in the Frankie Edgar fight. I have to give him that. He looked good in the Frankie Edgar fight. He was back. Frankie Edgar really just didn't do much to phase Holloway in that fight. Holloway just beat him up. You know what I'm saying? He beat him up. It is what it is. But Alexander Volkanovski, on the other hand, is an animal. He is a fucking animal. Volkanovski is a fucking animal. He's gonna bring the fight to Max Holloway. He's gonna bring the fight to Max Holloway. It's just we gotta see what Max does. Because at 145, Max Holloway is a different beast than at 155. 155, he doesn't belong. He doesn't belong at 155. Hey guys, for one quick question, quick message, real quick. Hey guys, I appreciate you guys coming in and mixing it up in the comment section, man. I really do. You guys don't understand. I appreciate it so much. I enjoy people coming in and commenting. Like, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Just make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Stick around, guys. I do these chats all the time, and I would love for all you guys to come back, get on, and talk some shit with me, because this is nice. But yeah, man, Volkanovski, he and there's a lot of hype behind him right now. There's a lot of hype behind him. He has the skill set to beat Max Holloway. He can beat Max Holloway. But of course, me, like I said, guys, I'm not on here trying to be Ariel Helwani. I'm not on here trying to be somebody that I'm not. I'm just a cool, laid back. I'm a fan. Just like y'all a fan, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? So I have my favorites, and I root for my favorites. It is what it is. But Max Holloway is one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to pick. I'm gonna have to pick Max Holloway. But to be realistic, you know what I'm saying? You know, to be balanced with it all. Not just to, because I'm biased, but I'm very equal. I have a lot of common sense when it comes to the matchups. Because the matchups, style matchups is something about this game, about this fight game that really intrigues me. I love to see stylistic matchups. I don't like to see two strikers. I don't like to see. Now I do like to see two grapplers, but I don't really like to see two strikers because two strikers, 9 times out of 10, it turns out to be a ugly grappling match. But two grapplers usually turns out to be a nice striking match, and I like that. But I like, grappler versus wrestler. I like, specialist versus well-rounded fighter. Stuff like that. I love, the stylistic matchup like this Amanda Rivas Mackenzie Dern coming up, or let me think of another. This Kobe Usman, which their styles are very similar. Kobe and Usman. Um, let's see. Jillian Robinson versus Macy Barber, specialist versus well-rounded fighter. That's going to be a good fight. If you guys have been paying it, I'm telling you guys, the flyweight division is a mess right now. Flyweight is a mess, but there's some emerging girls in that division um, that are hunting for Valentina Shevchenko's belt, guys. I know that all the media outlets, all the podcasters, all everybody has been saying, there's no competition for Valentina at 125, but I just don't agree with that. I believe there's about five girls in that division, and all those Caitlin Chukagian or Jessica I or Alexis Davis or Lauren Murphy or Jennifer Maya, they can all go to hell. Maybe Jennifer Maya, leave Jennifer Maya in there, but the rest of them can go because them ain't the girls that's wanting to get in there and get that smoke with Valentina. You know what I'm saying? Why go toe to toe with Adesanya? Roger Solders, I don't know, man. But like I said, guys, there's about five girls in that flyweight division that's gonna give Valentina a run for her money. You know what I'm saying? And that's Jennifer Maya. That is Viviane Araújo, who just beat Alexis Davis. That is Jillian Robertson, who just beat Sarah Foda and getting ready to go in there and fight Macy Barber. There's Macy Barber herself, that can be a real threat to Valentina Shevchenko, and also Montana De La Rosa. You know what I'm saying? Those are the girls I believe are the biggest threats to, you know, Valentina Shevchenko. Now, some of those girls are threats to her now, and some of those girls are threats to her in the future. I feel like, Jillian, Macy, and Montana are threats to Valentina in about two or three more fights. Those girls need a couple of more fights to get in there with Valentina Shevchenko. But as far as like Viviane Araújo or Jennifer Maya, like those girls can get in there and give Valentina a run for her money now. So it is what it is with that. But that is not what I came here to talk about. Came here to do a post-fight scrum on UFC 243, the key fights that I looked at, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in. I appreciate you guys mixing it up with me. But it was not a good night for the Aussies, guys. Excluding the main event, it was just not a good. It wasn't a good night for the Aussies, man. Tai Tuivasa, Nadia Kassem got beat, and but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully these fighters will. Hopefully, Nadia Kassem gets a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I would like to see, just to do a recap, guys. I would like to see Nadia Kassem fight Ariane Lipski. But I think Ariane Lipski has a fight booked already. I'm not exactly sure about that. But I would like to see Nadia Kassem fight Ariane Lipski. She needs to get a win under her belt. I would like to see Robert Whitaker fight. I would like to see Robert Whitaker fight Kelvin Gastelum for a number one contender spot. So then again, you got Paulo Costa in there. It depends on how that fight goes with Paulo. But I do feel like Kelvin Gastelum and Robert Whitaker should fight. They're both coming off losses to Israel Adesanya. It's the perfect time to make that matchup. As far as Tai Tuivasa, I feel, before I get to Al Quinta, guys, you guys tell me, drop it in the comment section. Who do you guys think Al Quinta should fight next? While I talk about who I think Tai Tuivasa should fight next. So let me know who you guys think Quinta. I think he should fight Alex Hernandez. You know what I'm saying? I think that'll be a good fight. But you guys tell me who you think Quinta should fight next. I think that Tai Tuivasa should fight Alan Crowder. Alan Crowder, the heavyweight from North Carolina. I've interviewed him a couple times on this show. He's coming off of that knockout loss to Rosenstruck. So, you know, I feel that would be a good matchup. That'd be a good matchup for for Tai Tuivasa. I feel like if he's looking for that striker fight, he can get that striker fight out of Alan Crowder. But Alan Crowder is going to work for that takedown. Tai Tuivasa's style could play in to Alan Crowder's style, and but Alan could take it. Alan's a grappler. He's a well-rounded fighter. He'll strike with you, or he'll take you down and beat you up with elbows. He has nasty elbows from the top position. That could be a problem for Tai Tuivasa. But we all know, judging by Alan Crowder's last fight, Alan Crowder can be he's a little chinny. He's a little chinny. You know what I'm saying? Because Rosenstruck hit him with a jab and it knocked him out cold. It knocked him out. I mean, a jab knocked Alan Crowder out cold. No disrespect, Alan Crowder. No disrespect, pretty boy. Love you to death. You're one of my favorite heavyweights, and I appreciate you coming on my show, man. But I mean, he's a little chinny, guys. He got hit with a jab and it knocked him cold out. So I mean, maybe he got hurt in sparring in his training camp. I don't really know, but he got dropped with a jab. So that would be a good, redemption match for both guys. Like if Tai Tuivasa can go out here and starch Alan Crowder, you know what I'm saying? Then that could be that could be a huge comeback fight for Tuivasa. If Alan Crowder will beat Greg Hardy, if Alan Crowder can go out here and start and beat Taito Ivasa, and that kind of solidifies Alan Crowder back into the conversation of those up and coming heavyweights, those grinders. You know what I'm saying? Those young guys that are trying to climb their way up through the rankings because you know he needs to just pretty much Alan Crowder needs a win. He needs a win. So that would be a good matchup for Taito Ivasa. Um, Let's see. The CD Collector. Iaquinta versus Paul Felder. You know, that would be a good fight. I feel like that would be a good matchup. That would be a damn good matchup, but I feel Iaquinta is down he's gonna go way down in the rankings, man. So I don't feel like Paul Felder would want to really take that fight. I don't even know what Paul Felder is ranked right now, but I think he's ranked at least in the top 10. He may even be in the top 8. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, Iaquinta should. I mean, Felder and Iaquinta would be a good fight, though. That'd be a good fight. Iaquinta gonna have to go in there and knock somebody out, man. He gonna have to go in there and put on a dominant performance. He's gotta learn how to close that distance when he's fighting those long, rangy guys like Dan Hooker in this, just this past weekend. Dan Hooker just beat him the fuck up. And as far as Megan Anderson guys, I feel like who Megan Anderson should fight. I feel like Megan Anderson should fight Macy Chiasson next. I feel like Chiasson will be a good matchup for Megan Anderson. Macy Chiasson need to quit trying to cut to 135, man. Like she need to quit trying to cut to 135. It's not healthy for her. She doesn't look healthy. Also, Aspen Ladd. Yana Kunitskaya is fighting Aspen Ladd, but Aspen Ladd need to move up to 145 too, because Aspen Ladd looking rough on the scales, boy. Jermaine Durandame cleaned her fucking clock. Jermaine Durandame cleaned her fucking clock. And I believe it has something to do with that bad weight cut. But then again, Jermaine Durandame is here we go, guys. Here's my favorite phrase: a very powerful striker. So I feel like Jermaine is gonna put up in this fight with Amanda Nunes. She's gonna put up a good account of herself. She's got a lot of power. I don't feel like it'll be the same as the first fight with those two went, but it'll be a good fight. But yeah, I think Chasson and should step up and fight Megan Anderson. That'd be a good fucking fight, guys. That'd be a good fucking fight. But anyways, I'm gonna get off here, guys. I'm gonna get off of this live stream. I appreciate you guys. Let me shout you guys out. I'm gonna shout out the CD Collector, Roger Solders, Has King, Michael Kenneth. Let's see. Arpit Singh, my dude Arpit Singh. Shout out to the great benefactor. And I think that's it. Oh, Mitchell Trevino. Shout out to Mitchell Trevino. Hey guys, I appreciate you guys coming in, mixing it up in the live chat. Like I said, man. Yeah, GDR versus Nunes 2 is gonna be smoke, man. That's where the smoke at. That's where the smoke at, man. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys coming on. If you guys have not subscribed already, I'm a small growing channel, guys. I have started this channel from the bottom up. I've started this channel from ground up, off of an idea. And now I'm 200 and something videos. Excuse me. Now I'm over 300 videos in. So I appreciate you guys. Really, like I said, I appreciate you guys coming in. Um, had a couple failed interviews. Supposed to have a couple people on. We had to reschedule. So, guys. stuff coming for you guys. I know I announced a few things and they didn't come through, but I will definitely make sure that I deliver those to you. You know, I'm going to make sure I'm going to stay on Curtis Blaze. I know he said he had some things to do. I'm staying on Curtis Blaze, guys. I'm going to get Jillian Robertson back in here before her fight with Macy Barber. I'm trying to get De La Rosa on the show. I'm trying to get Kat Zingano on the show. And I'm also trying to get Elima Lay McFarlane, Bellator flyweight champion. I am trying to get the champ on the show. So, you guys, let's just keep our fingers crossed. Let's hope we can get these. Let's hope we can land these interviews. These are some big interviews, you know. So, like I said, I'm working on Curtis Blades. I'm working on. I don't have to work on Jillian Robinson. Jillian Robinson loves to come on my show, and I love Jillian Robinson. I might do a part 2 with Tatiana Suarez coming up, guys. I've been talking to Tatiana about that. I also want to get. I want to, go. I want to get some more fighters. I know I've reached out to Roberta Samad, PFL lightweight. I've reached out to a few people, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna try to bring some heat to y'all. It's getting ready to be fall. I've been bringing y'all heat all 2019, and now I'm about to sit back and chill. I'm about to get some great interviews on, and you guys can come right back here when those interviews are on and mix it up just like you're doing now. I really appreciate it, guys. But like I said, guys, if you want it straight and you want it 100 over here, come on to No Filter MMA, guys. I'm here. I keep it 100. I'm a fan, and I think just like y'all think. Anyways, guys, if y'all have not already hit that like button, hit that dislike button if you didn't give a damn what I was talking about, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And I am out, guys. Appreciate you guys coming through.